ng mga bata ang pagligo sa sikat na hinulugang taktak, described playfully in its song. It was first opened in July 1952, became a national park in September 1990, and a protected landscape in November 2000. In 2002, it had to be rehabbed because of water pollution. In February 2020, Hinulugang Taktak reopened, together with unique recreational installations for wall climbing, hanging bridges, and a spider web platform. And don't forget, before you leave, ang pasalubong. Sikat sa lugar ang suman at mangga, but you can also bring home antipolo in a jar, like cocoa jam, latik, kalamay, or adobong kasoy. So, no time to waste. Get into the culture, enjoy a blessing, and have some fun. Tayo na!
Yan ang Pinoy Kultura because our culture is cool.
Paano nga ba mag-register para magkaroon ng schedule sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center? Narito ang mga dapat gawin. Gamit ang iyong mobile device, pumunta sa eGovPH app. Pwede itong i-download mula sa Apple App Store o sa Google Play Store. Gumawa ng account. Ilagay ang email address, valid mobile number, pagkatapos ay makakatanggap ka ng one-time code sa iyong email. Gamitin ang code sa eGov app para sa verification ng iyong account at ng mga impormasyong ibinigay. Congratulations! Meron ka ng eGovPH app account. Pwede mo na ma-access ang iba't ibang serbisyo ng gobyerno kabilang ang mga serbisyo sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center.
May dalawang muka ang gutom na matagal nang kinahaharap ng bansa. Ang gutom ng magsasakang buong araw nagtatanim pero kapos pa rin ang kita. Ang gutom ng pamilyang walang maihain. Ang ugat ng problema, maraming dinadaan ng mga middlemen ang mga ani. Nagmamahal ang pagkain pero lumiliit ang kita ng mga magsasaka habang nahihirapang makabili ang mga pamilya. Ito ang binago ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
Ang presidente natin napakalinaw ng instruction sa amin noon, huwag kami bibili sa mga malalaking kumpanya. Unahin ang mga farmers co-op. Lahat ng mga benepisyaryo ng walang gutom, sa farmers co-op rin tayo humahango. So sir, yung farm niya, doon na kami bumibili.
Noong nakaraang linggo, dinayo ng Pangulo ang South Cotabato. Kanyang ininspeksyon ang pagsasanib puwersa ng Department of Agriculture at Department of Social Welfare and Development para tiyaking mula bukid ay diretso na ang ani sa DSWD.
Na-conceptualize na ating Pangulo, mabawasan yung layers, lumaki ang kita for both the farmers and mas baba din ang gastos for the consumers.
Pinakinggan din ng Pangulo ang mga pamilya.
Ngayon, mas makakain na talaga kami ng 3 beses sa isang araw. Kanin na.
May ulam na sir, may protein na tayo eh.
Ganito, hindi na kayo nag-aalala na lalo na kayo, ang dami ninyong pinapakain.
Para sa Pangulo, ang food security ay hindi lang programa, kundi pangako na ang tulong ay pangmatagalan.
Ang tawag namin, hindi na farm to market. Ang tawag namin dito, farm to table. Dahil tuloy-tuloy mula sa mga farmer, dire-diretso na sa kanilang hapagkainan.
Sa buong bansa, tuloy-tuloy ang trabaho. Isa-isang inaayos ang mga bagay na magpapagaan sa buhay ng mga Pilipino, tulad ng sama-samang pagkilos ng pamahalaan para sa siguradong pagkain sa bawat hapagkainan.
Sa bawat tanong, sa bawat ebidensya, aalamin ang katotohanan para sa sambayanan. Tunghayan ang masinsinang pagtalakay sa isa sa pinakamahalagang usaping pampulitika ng bansa. Mga pinakamaiinit na kaganapan aming ibabalita diretso mula sa Senado. Hatid ang bawat detalye at katotohanan para sa sambayanang Pilipino. Ang paglilitis. The impeachment hearing of Vice President Sara Duterte. A Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko Coverage.
Magandang umaga po. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Kiko Flores, sa ika-12 araw ng paglilitis, the Integrated State Media Comprehensive Coverage ng the impeachment hearing of Vice President Sara Duterte. Makinig, manood po kayo sa mga magganap sa impeachment hearing na ito at 10:04 in the morning. Samahan niyo po kami sa makabuluhan at malalaman po na pag-uulat kaugnay na sa Senate impeachment hearing ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Kasama ang buong pwersa ng Radyo Pilipinas na nakatutok sa Senado. Alamin mula kina Nympha Asuncion, Melanie Valdos Reyes at Luisa Erispe ang mga balitang yan. Mula sa Senado, narito po si Nympha Asuncion. Stand by. Pong ihahatid sa inyo ang komprehensibong impeachment hearing na ito. Sa ikalabing-dalawang araw na ito, mga kababayan, ay aalamin po ng ating mga kababayan, mga pag-representa, mga nasa prosecution panel at sa impeachment trial na ito dahil nga sa mga reports ay ating mapapakinggan sa ilang saglit. Nympha Asuncion. Umaga, Nympha. Good morning. Makibalita ka tayo kay Nympha Asuncion mula sa Senado. Nympha.
The impeachment hearing of Vice President Sara Duterte. A Radyo Pilipinas coverage.
Yes, nagpapatuloy nga itong
Yes, Nympha.
Nagkakaisang pagbati kay Binibining Alex Ayala sa kanyang panalo at kampyonato sa DC Open. Tunay na ikinararangal at ipinagbubunyikan naming lahat. Congratulations sa iyo, Alex. Kaya pag may inaantok po na Senator Judge, malamang nanood kagabi. The clerk of court is instructed to kindly call the case before this impeachment court.
Case number 004-2026 in the matter of impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte.
Appearances?
Your Honor, same appearance for the prosecution. I understand, Your Honor, that this is a continuation of the direct examination of the prosecution's witness, Attorney Wamil. And with that, Your Honor, may we ask that the counsel for the prosecution, Attorney Lorna Kapunan, be recognized.
Noted. At the proper time, yes. Counsel for respondent appearances.
Same appearance for the respondent accused. Good morning, Your Honors.
Good morning. Before the presiding officer calls on the counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Kapunan, for the continuation of his crossing the witness, the chair would like to ask if the respondent, or rather counsel for respondent, has been furnished with a copy of the motion of the panel of prosecutors with respect to the request for judicial notice.
Yes, sir. Yes, that is correct, Your Honors. We were furnished yesterday.
For your information, counsel, we will hear your arguments for or against it and or a written opposition or agreement with that motion tomorrow. Just to give you advanced information before we start the trial, so that you have enough time.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
At this juncture, Chair would now like to recognize, with the permission of the Honorable Chua, the prosecutor, rather the counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Kapunan, and Chair instructs the clerk of court to bring the witness, Mr. Wamil, before the witness stand. Mr. Wamil, it is understood that you will be continuing with your testimony under the same oath that you had and did yesterday. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney Kapunan, counsel for the panel of prosecutors, you may continue with your direct examination of the witness, Mr. Wamil of the Commission on Audit.
Thank you, Your Honors. To the Senate impeachment judges and to the presiding officer and Senate President, I beg the indulgence of this honorable court to start this with a recess. The reason this is necessary, Your Honor, is because yesterday, when prosecution asked for a recess with the permission or consent of the counsel for the respondent, we started to identify and cross-check the 845 acknowledgement receipts. Unfortunately, time ran out, and our assisting counsels only were able to show half of it, Your Honors. Although this court will recall that under Rule 130, Section 3, in coordination with Section 7, we were able to mark a tabulation or a summary prepared personally by this witness, Your Honor, to preempt any possible objection of the respondents and any manifestation that they were not allowed to compare the copies of our exhibits and their own exhibits as regards the rest of the acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor, unless they will stipulate that there is no need, Your Honor, then it becomes necessary for a brief recess, Your Honor.
Counsel, for what purpose is the recess?
Your Honor, please, yesterday, when we resumed hearing yesterday, Your Honor, and we were going over these 3 boxes and several folders, Your Honor, it had to abruptly stop because we had resumed session. And at that time, our associates noted that kalahati lang po ang natapos sa pag-compare.
Counsel, the presiding officer will have a query first beforehand. Yesterday, you presented a summary and a table of his findings based on the 845 acknowledgement receipts contained in the
3 boxes.
3 boxes.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you presented some samples. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 examples rather. So you mean to say you want to present more acknowledgement receipts as samples as part of the tabulation of the witness?
No, Your Honor. What we would like to do now and inquire from counsel for the respondent is if it's no longer necessary for your associates to look over the said acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor, if they can manifest that and to preempt any possible technical objection in the future on their cross-examination or upon offer of these exhibits, Your Honor, because these exhibits will have to be offered in due time. And we do not want it as an objection to the offer that they were not able to compare the rest of the acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor. Now, to preempt that, if counsel is willing to forego with that potential objection, Your Honor, we're ready to proceed.
You're talking of only the acknowledgement receipts for the period covering December 21 to December 31, 2022.
Yes,
Is
Your
that
Honor.
what you're referring to? I think I know what counsel for respondent will already say, but yes, counsel for respondent, what is your comment on the manifestation of the counsel for the panel of prosecutors?
Your Honor, we haven't stipulated on anything, so I don't see why there's a need to compare, actually. We haven't stipulated on anything.
Actually, Attorney Kapunan, counsel for the respondent already said yesterday that just subject to cross insofar as the non-stipulated matters is concerned.
That's correct.
The counsel for respondent stipulated on everything you asked for in your list of documents except for that. Except for the acknowledgement receipts for the period covering December 21 to 31, 2022. My understanding, counsel, is that you will be presenting samples from the tabulation or summary of the witness. And as I said, you presented already 6. You may proceed to present samples or examples under each category of his table without prejudice, however many they may be, subject to your call and discretion, given the refusal to stipulate by the counsel for respondent, which is, of course, they would be well within their rights not to do so, given their own legal theory of the case.
We submit, Your Honor.
So kindly proceed, counsel.
With the permission of this honorable court, same appearance. Good morning to the senator judges. Mr. Witness, yesterday, you were able to identify 845 going through these documents, acknowledgement receipts. Mr. Witness.
Yes, ma'am.
In these 845 acknowledgement receipts, which the prosecution marked as exhibits P-1-8-1 up to P-1-8-848, there is a portion there, and I will show you a sample on the screen. There is a portion in all of these acknowledgement receipts. At the bottom thereof, there is a signature in the phrase certified true copy. Can we present this witness with a sample acknowledgement receipt?
Assisting counsel may approach from both parties. It's still Attorney Peña, right?
Yes, Your Honor, and
I remember.
his mother will be happy again. Can you go through some of this acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor? While counsel is showing over these acknowledgement receipts to our witness, Mr. Wamil, we would like to make a manifestation that at the bottom portion of all of these exhibits, identified or being identified now by this witness, have the statement certified true copy being shown on the screen. Mr. Witness, can you read?
Yes, ma'am.
It says certified true copy, and there is a name, Davin Bakay. Would you know who this person is?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is Mr. Bakay?
Siya po ay admin staff ng COA ICFAO.
COA ICFAO. And his signature, there is a signature that appears over the name Davin Bakay. Whose signature is this?
Sa kanya po.
Why
Kay
do you
Devin
know?
Bakay po. Nakita ko po siyang pumirma ng ibang dokumento at yung kanyang pirma sa mga dokumentong iyon ay kapares po ng kanyang pirma sa certified true copies.
In all of these acknowledgement receipts that you have seen or saw yesterday,
Yes, ma'am.
is it the same Bakay that certified as to this photocopies being certified true copies?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, with that, we will proceed where we left off yesterday, Your Honor.
Yes, I believe you were able to identify already the checks and made the witness identify the checks already. For the first, second, and third quarter, counsel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed, counsel.
Yesterday, Mr. Witness, we had identified and you had confirmed certain land bank checks. We will now go to disbursement checks, which you said, disbursement vouchers, which you said were among the documents submitted by the Office of the Vice President to allegedly liquidate her confidential funds, if shown to you, Mr. Witness. 3, disbursement vouchers. And again, with the kind permission of the court and for easy reference of the honorable impeachment judges on screen, and if you please check this copy being shown to you, these are stipulated documents, Your Honor, and common exhibits of both the prosecution and the defense. For the prosecution, there is a disbursement voucher dated January 31, 2023, Exhibit P-1-10-B, shown on the screen. Likewise, there is a disbursement voucher dated April 10, 2023, Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-10-C, and likewise, the Defense Exhibit. And lastly, disbursement voucher dated July 13, 2023, Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-10-D. Mr. Witness,
With the indulgence of counsel, just for the record, the same pieces of evidence identified by the counsel for the panel of prosecutors are also marked, respectively, as D-133-OVP, D-1-57, rather 33 OVP, D-1-57 OVP, and D-1-82 OVP for the respondent. Counsel may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Witness, sinabi mo kahapon na itong mga disbursement vouchers ay sinubmit ng Vice President mismo, ng office niya.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Pakisabi sa atin, ano ba ang significance nitong mga disbursement vouchers na nakikita natin sa screen?
Ang significance po ng disbursement voucher na ito po kasi yung mag-initiate nung kanilang pag-process nung cash advance. At dito rin po nagsacertify yung various signatories nung disbursement voucher.
Ang disbursement voucher, sinabi mo, dito nag-uumpisa ang proseso?
Yes, ma'am.
Anong proseso yun?
Ng kanilang pag-withdraw po ng kanilang cash advance for the confidential fund.
Okay. Withdrawal ng cash advance para saan periods? There are 3 disbursement vouchers shown on the screen and which you had identified. For clarity, ano ang mga periods na kino-cover nitong disbursement vouchers na to?
Based on these disbursement vouchers po, ang period covered ay yung first DV, first quarter of 2023, yung second DV, second quarter of 2023, at yung third DV po ay third quarter of 2023.
So covered ang 3 quarters ng confidential funds.
Based on these
Now,
documents po.
Based on these documents. We go now to another set. Oh, there is a signature here. Here in the middle, there appears a signature being flashed on the screen. Nakalagay certified expense, cash advance, necessary, lawful, and incurred under my direct supervision. You confirm, Mr. Witness?
Yes, ma'am.
Whose signature is this, if you know?
This is the signature po of the Vice President Sara Duterte.
And why do you know that this is her signature?
Because the Office of the Vice President submitted po the specimen signatures of the signatories of their documents, and included in that submission po is the specimen signature of the Vice President, and her signature po on that specimen signatures is the same po with her signature on this document.
Okay. Nakikita natin yung 3 signature ng Vice President sa disbursement vouchers na yan. What is the significance of her signature in these 3 disbursement vouchers, kung masasabi mo?
Based on these documents po, sinertify ni Vice President na yung kanyang cash advances ay kailangan na ayon sa batas at na-incur po under her direct supervision.
And ano ang observations mo dito sa 3 disbursement vouchers na to?
With respect lang po dun sa disbursement voucher for the third quarter of 2023, hindi po napirmahan yung Box E, which is the receipt of payment portion.
Anong significance ng observation mo na to?
Ito po kasi yung patunay na na-receive ni kung sino man po yung pay nung cheque, yung payment.
Okay. At sa pagka-evaluate mo nitong disbursement vouchers na to, ito ba ay compliant sa joint circular na sinabi mo kahapon?
Based on my evaluation po, wala naman po akong nakitang findings bukod dun sa walang signature yung box E of the third quarter disbursement voucher.
Okay. Punta naman tayo sa next set of documents. Tatlo na naman to for the 3 periods that you mentioned. Showing to you on the screen, and please go over the documents being presented by Attorney Peña. There is a liquidation report dated March 29, 2023. Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-9B. A liquidation report dated July 11, 2023, which is Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-9C, and a liquidation report dated October 23, 2023, Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-9D, a common exhibit stipulated by counsel for the respondent yesterday, Your Honor.
Again, with the indulgence of counsel for the panel of prosecutors, for the record and for the easy reference of Senator Judges, the 3 documents referred to by Attorney Kapunan respectively are marked as well by the respondent as D-1-30-OVP, D-1-55-OVP, D-1-80-OVP. Do you confirm, counsel?
I confirm, Your Honor.
Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Kapunan, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. In the middle of these 3 liquidation reports, there appears to be an indication, quote unquote, certified purpose of cash advance duly accomplished. You confirm that, Mr. Witness?
Yes, ma'am.
And there is a signature, again, appearing on top. There is a signature appearing thereat. Whose signature is this?
This is the signature po of the Vice President Sara Duterte.
And you're familiar with this for the same reason, Mr. Witness?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what is the significance of the statement certified purpose of cash advance duly accomplished with the signature of the Vice President appearing in all of these certifications?
Based on these documents po, ang significance po nun ay sinertify po ni Vice President na yung purpose ng kanilang cash advances ay na-accomplish po ng agency.
And any observations as regards these 3 documents?
Wala naman po akong nakitang findings about these liquidation reports po.
Just for purposes of clarity, itong 3 documents are similar to the 3 periods, the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third quarter months that you earlier mentioned, Mr. Witness?
Can you repeat the question po, ma'am?
Okay. Itong tatlong Itong tatlong dokumento na nakikita mo dyan, para saang period ito?
Based on these liquidation reports po, yung first liquidation report, ang period covered ay February 6 to March 29, 2023. Yung second liquidation report po ay April 25 to June 30, 2023. At yung third liquidation report po ay July 14 to September 30, 2023.
Okay. Para maalala natin, to remind us, Mr. Witness, for these 3 quarters of the Office of the Vice President for which she submitted liquidation reports, magkano ang amount ng confidential fund per quarter?
Based on these documents po, ang amount ng kanilang quarterly cash advance ay 125 million pesos per quarter.
Ito ba ay fixed amount?
Based on these documents po, yes, ma'am.
At ito ba ay winidrawn ng buo?
Based on these documents po, yes po.
Punta naman tayo sa another 3 sets of documents shown on the screen for easy reference and document being shown to the witness to refresh his memory. We have accomplishment report dated March 30, 2023, Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-7-B. Likewise, an accomplishment report dated July 11, 2023, Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-7C, and Accomplishment Report dated October 9, 2023. Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-7D. Likewise, Your Honor, stipulated documents, common exhibits, both for the prosecution and the respondent or defense.
Counsel for respondent, would you like to
Yes,
identify
manifest.
for the record the counterpart markings on the part of the respondent?
Yes, Your Honors. On the part of the
Respectively.
respondent, yes, Your Honors. These are marked as Exhibit D-1-74-OVP, D-1-50-OVP, and D-1-99-OVP, Your Honor. For the record. Sorry, if the first one is actually D-1-50-OVP, the second one would be D-74-OVP, and the third one would be D-1-99-OVP, for the record, Your Honor.
Counsel, D-1-50-DE with respect to the 3/30/23 accomplishment report, not D-1-21-DE?
For the first quarter, Your Honors, sorry.
Yes,
You may repeat.
accomplishment report.
For first quarter, it's D-1-50
okay.
-OVP, not DE, Your Honor.
-OVP. Clerk of Court is instructed to kindly correct our records if at all it is different from what the counsel for respondent manifested. Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Capunan, you may proceed, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Witness, for purposes, para malinawan tayo, ano yung mga periods na kinover ng tatlong accomplishment reports na to?
Yung first accomplishment report po, ang nakalagay po na period covered ay February 6 to March 29, 2023. Yung second accomplishment report po, ang nakalagay na period ay April 25 to June 30, 2023. At yung pangatlo po, July 14 to September 30, 2023.
So, tatlong quarters ng Office of the Vice President. Tama.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Meron dito, common to all of these exhibits, flash on the screen, is the phrase approved by. And there is a signature. There is a signature there. Whose signature is this?
This is the signature po of the Vice President Sara Duterte.
Familiar to you for the same reason, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
And ano ang ibig sabihin ng nakalagay dyan, approved by, at pinirmahan ng Vice President sa tatlong dokumentong ito?
Ang ibig sabihin po nito ay inapprove niya kung ano man po yung contents ng kanilang quarterly accomplishment reports.
Na-approve ng Vice President mismo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, for our appreciation, punta ngayon tayo sa first quarter. Anong observations mo dito sa nakikita mong first quarter accomplishment report?
Based on this first quarter accomplishment report, meron pong dalawang items dito na hindi kasama dun sa allowable confidential expenses under item 4.8 of the Joint Circular 2015-01.
Anong ibig sabihin ng hindi allowable? Bawal? Bawal ba?
Opo, kasi yung listahan po ng allowable confidential expenses under 4.8 ng Joint Circular ay exclusive. So kapag hindi po kasama doon, hindi po pwedeng paggapitan ng kanilang confidential fund.
Aside from itong sinasabi mong bawal na paggamit ng confidential fund appearing in this document, meron ka pa bang ibang observation?
Meron din pong line item for the payment of reward under item B po nung kanilang actual outcome and accomplishment, at wala po silang sinubmit na any document evidencing the success of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account of the information given by the informer as required po under item 4.8.5 of the Joint Circular.
So itong linalagay dyan ng payment of reward, ang sinasabi mo, Mr. Witness, based on the joint circular, violation ba ito?
Yes, ma'am, that is a violation po.
Bakit ulit violation itong nakalagay dyan?
Violation po siya since hindi po siya compliant dun sa conditions ng payment of reward, which is yung dapat meron po siyang supporting document evidencing the success of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account po ng information given by the informer.
Sa lahat ng mga liquidation documents na binigay sa'yo or sinubmit sa office ng COA ICFAO, wala bang any dokumento na nagpapatunay na ang rewards na binigay sa informant ay nag-result ng successful activity?
Based on their submissions po, wala po, ma'am.
Meron pa bang observation dito?
Wala na po.
Punta naman tayo sa accomplishment report ng second quarter. Exhibit P-1-7C. Any observations? Ano naman ang masasabi mo dito sa accomplishment report na inapprove mismo ng Vice President Sara Duterte?
Katulad po nung naunang accomplishment report, meron din po silang line items for provision of medical and food aid at payments of incentive or traveling relative to the confidential operations na hindi po among the allowable confidential expenses under item 4.8 of the Joint Circular 2015-01.
Sinabi mo na meron nakalagay dyan medicines. Bakit sinabi mo na bawal o hindi allowed ito
Dahil
sa
hindi,
Joint Circular?
hindi po siya kasama dun sa exclusive list of allowable confidential expenses under item 4.8 po.
Ano pa ang na-observe mo dito?
Meron din pong line item for the payment of reward for 12 million pesos, pero hindi po siya suportado ng any document evidencing.
Your Honor, objection. I beg the indulgence of the...
What is the objection of counsel?
Your Honor, I gave some leeway earlier to the witness, but we moved to strike out the witness, strike out the answer of the witness as far as the payment of reward is concerned. Kasi ang pinag-uusapan lang naman natin dito, on its face, kung merong mali sa utilization of confidential intelligence funds in terms of the accomplishment report. He is now going into the findings, which is not part and parcel of this form, which is the accomplishment report, Your Honor. So
Not yet part of it.
not yet. So what I'm saying is the payment of reward by itself is not a violation. Indicating the payment of reward here by itself is not a violation of the Joint Circular, Your Honor.
Because we are not yet, if at all, at the AOM level
Exactly,
and or notices. But kindly reform, counsel. Objection sustained.
Ito bang payment of rewards kasama dyan sa tinatawag na allowable expense ng confidential funds?
Based on item 4.8 po, yes po, subject to the 3 conditions as enumerated po.
Okay. Ano itong 3 conditions?
Under item 4.8.5 of the Joint Circular, payment of rewards must be made to non-employees of the informers who must be non-employees of the agency concerned, subject first to the approval of the head of the agency, second to the submission of documents evidencing the success of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account given by the informer, and thirdly po, it must be directly related to the confidential operations of the concerned agency.
At sa mga requirements na sinabi mo, compliant ba ang Office of the Vice President?
Based on their submissions po, hindi po sila nag-submit ng any document evidencing the success po of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account of the information given by the informer.
Before we proceed to the third quarter and your further observations dito sa second quarter, magkano ba ang sinabi na amount na ginamit sa confidential funds para sa medicines?
Can you repeat the question po? What quarter po?
Okay. Magkano ba, if you know, kasi ikaw nag-evaluate, magkano ba ang ginastos para sa medicines?
For what quarter po, ma'am? Sorry.
For the second
For
quarter.
the second quarter. Based on this accomplishment report po, yung provision of medical and food aid ay nagkaka-amount po ng 40 million pesos.
Magkano ulit?
Based po on this accomplishment report, yung provision of medical and food aid ay 40 million pesos po yung amount.
Sa first quarter naman, meron bang entry dyan na nakalagay medicines?
Meron pong entry dito for provision of medical and food aid for 40 million pesos po.
40 million pesos.
42 million pesos.
42 million pesos ang nakalagay dyan ngayon.
Yes, ma'am.
Sa accomplishment report na yan, meron bang inattach ang Office of the Vice President? First and second quarter na in-identify, meron ba siyang inattach mga dokumento na nagpapatunay na ginastos talaga yung 42 million na yan for the first quarter and 10 million na yan for the second quarter for medicines alone, Mr. Witness? Meron bang attachment itong accomplishment report na sinubmit?
Wala po silang inattach na any document po supporting yung kanilang payment for medicine.
Okay. Earlier, minention mo, meron ring gastos for traveling. Magkano naman yun, Mr. Witness?
For what quarter po, ma'am?
For the first quarter muna.
For the first quarter po, yung kanilang payment of incentives or traveling relative to confidential operations ay 10 million pesos po.
10 million pesos. At again, tanong ko, sa expense na 10 million na yan for traveling expenses, meron bang inattach na mga annexes? Diyan, para explain, paano ginastos sa travel ang 10 million? May mga attachments ba? Yung accomplishment report na yan.
Wala po silang inattach.
Hindi na-explain itong 10 million, Mr. Witness? Walang official receipts attached? Meron ba?
Wala pong official receipts na attach.
Any other observation sa second quarter? Okay.
There you go. Okay.
Same lang po with the first quarter yung findings po dito.
Sa third quarter naman po tayo pumunta. Exhibit P-1-17-7-D. What are your observations? Ano naman ang masasabi mo dito sa accomplishment report ng Vice President?
Meron din po silang payment of reward dito na worth 35 million pesos. Pero wala po silang inattach na any document evidencing the success of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account of the information given by the informer.
Okay. Sinabi mo na walang sinubmit na ebidensya. Wala bang naka-attach dito sa accomplishment report?
Wala po, ma'am.
Okay. Walang report on success of the surveillance activity?
Wala po.
And, sa pagkaalam mo, and based on your evaluation of the provisions of the joint circular, compliance audit ito, compliant ba ito?
Hindi po siya compliant.
Bakit, Mr. Witness?
Dahil wala nga pong supporting document po yung kanilang payment of rewards as required under item 4.8.5 of the joint circular.
Sinabi mo 4.8 ng joint circular. Ito ba yung pinakita mo sa impeachment court kahapon? Yung 4.8 na yan. Yung provision?
Isa po siya sa pinakita kahapon.
Okay. Ngayon, magkano naman? Magkano yung item na yan sa third quarter report?
For the third quarter po, ang amount ng kanilang payment of rewards ay 35 million pesos.
35 million pesos. Para sa isang quarter lang.
Yes, ma'am.
Para sa third quarter. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Witness. Punta naman tayo sa next set of documents na sinabit ng Office of the Vice President para i-liquidate yung kanyang confidential funds. for the first, second, and third quarter. I refer you now, flashed on the screen and being shown to you, are certifications submitted by the Office of the Vice President. Unang-una, certification of the Office of the Vice President dated March 30, 2023, Exhibit P-1-6-B. Pangalawa, OVP certification dated July 11, 2023, which is Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-6-C. At pangatlo, OVP certification dated October 9, 2023, Exhibit P-1-6-D for the prosecution stipulated upon by the respondent and likewise part of their defense exhibits.
Yes, we confirm, Your Honor, and we would like to manifest that for the first quarter certification that is marked as Exhibit D-1-34-OVP. Second quarter, that is Exhibit D-1-58-OVP. And for the third quarter, it's D-1-83-OVP for the defense, Your Honor.
And your documents are certified true copies, counsel for respondent.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Counsel for the panel of prosecutors may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, please look at these certifications. Meron nakalagay dyan sa bottom ng page, attested. Anong ibig sabihin ng attested?
Ang ibig sabihin po ng attested ay verify at confirm po as true nung signatory dito yung contents ng certification.
At sino naman ang signatory na nakikita natin sa dokumentong ito?
Based on this certification po, si Vice President Sara Duterte.
At siya mismo ang nag-attest na tama lahat ang nakalagay dyan?
Based on these documents po, yes ma'am.
Okay. And you are familiar with the signature for the same reason, Mr. Witness?
Yes ma'am.
Ano naman ang mga observations ang masasabi mo tungkol sa tatlong dokumentong ito? Incidentally, Mr. Witness, what periods did this cover? Again, for the record?
Based on their submissions po, yung for the first quarter, yung February 6 to March 29, 2023. For the second quarter, April 25 to June 30, 2023. And for the third quarter, July 14 to September 30, 2023 po.
Okay. Ano naman ang masasabi mo? Ano naman ang observations mo sa tatlong dokumentong ito?
Since these are pro forma documents po, wala naman po akong na-note na observations with these certifications.
Anong ibig sabihin ng pro forma? Parang copy-paste?
Naka-attach po siya as annex dun sa Joint Circular 2015-01.
Okay. Naka-attach sa Joint Circular at yun ang sinabit nila?
Naka-annex po.
Okay.
Yung format.
Ang tawag doon ay?
Pro forma po. Naka-annex yung format dun sa Joint Circular 2015-01.
Ang tawag ko doon, copy-paste. Na copy-paste. Anyway.
Your Honor, again, with all due respect to opposing counsel, I would like to object to that characterization, Your
Sustained,
Honor.
counsel.
I withdraw, Your Honor. I just could not resist myself.
Sustained. Counsel
Now,
may proceed.
Provisions of the Joint Circular. Sinabi mo, ito yung pinagbasihan mo ng mga evaluation mo ng mga documents na to. What, if any, are the violations that you observe based on the Joint Circular?
May i-clarify po kung anong document po yung pinipertain niyo, ma'am.
Ano? Sa lahat ng dokumento.
Sa lahat po ng dokumento. Based on, for what quarter po? Sorry.
For all the quarters.
For all the quarters. Yung first and second quarter po kasi magkasama sa isang AOM lang. And then yung third quarter ay nakaseparate po yung AOM.
So punta muna tayo sa first and sinasabi mo, Mr. Witness, na yung first and second quarter, isa lang ang na-issue na AOM. Ano tong ibig sabihin ulit ng AOM?
Audit Observation Memorandum po.
Okay. And
Based on the Joint Circular 2015-01, yung Audit Observation Memorandum po ay yung written notification to the agency informing them of the deficiencies po noted during the audit and requiring them to submit an explanation or the documents being sought po dun sa AOM or both.
okay, under the circular, this joint circular that you mentioned, ito bang Audit Observation Memorandum? Kailan ini-issue ito?
Ini-issue po siya upon evaluation po nung auditor noong documents at may na-note po siyang findings doon based on the evaluation po.
Okay. Pero meron tayong konting background, no? Kasi kahapon, meron ring na-stipulate ang respondent arang prosecution ng mga notice of suspension at notice of disallowance. For the better appreciation of this honorable court, paki-educate kami. Pakisabi nga anong difference ng AOM, Audit Observation Memorandum, pagkatapos yung notice of suspension, at pagkatapos yung notice of disallowance. Ano ang mga pagkakaiba nitong tatlo?
If I am to start po with the definitions po based on the joint circular, katulad po nung na-define ko kanina sa AOM, it is an written notification to the agency concerned of the deficiencies noted during the audit and requiring them to submit an explanation po or the documents being sought or both po.
Okay.
At ang agency po ay merong 15 days from the receipt of the AOM within which to submit their comments, justifications, or documents po as required
Okay.
po in the AOM.
So pagkatapos ng issuance ng isang Audit Observation Memorandum, ang mga subject ng audit ay binibigyan ng 15 days para mag-submit ng mga dokumento.
Based po dun sa rules and regulations on settlement of accounts po ng COA. Yes, ma'am.
Paano pag may sinubmit na dokumento at hindi pa rin sapat or tama or insufficient or may discrepancy? Anong nangyayari?
Kapag may sinamit po na document at based on the evaluation of the auditor, hindi pa rin po sapat yung document na yon, then that is the time po na mag-i-issue na po ng notice of suspension.
Anong definition ng notice of suspension sa joint circular?
Under the joint circular po, yung notice of suspension is a written notification to the agency head and the accountant informing them of the temporary disallowance po nung disbursement sa audit because it appears that the disbursement is irregular, illegal, or improper and requiring them to submit their justifications or the documents po being sought in the AOM or both.
Okay. Sinabi mo, Mr. Witness, para maintindihan natin, no? Ito ay temporary. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Based on findings na irregular. Ano ba? Irregular. Ano ibig sabihin
Irregular.
ng irregular?
Based on COA circulars po, ang irregular disbursement ay yung mga disbursement na hindi umaayon or hindi nagko-comply dun sa requirements ng mga COA issuances.
Okay. Sa Pilipino, ang tawag dito ay irregular pa rin. Tama? Itong illegal. Illegal. Anong ibig sabihin ng illegal?
Kapag sinabi pong illegal, yung disbursement po ay hindi nagko-comply dun sa applicable laws.
At kung sinabi mong improper?
Kapag improper naman po, ang ibig sabihin, yung expenses ay either unnecessary, excessive, extravagant, or unconscionable po.
So pag nagbigay kayo ng notice of suspension, ito ay nagpapahayag. This means, ang significance nito ay na-observe ninyo, ikaw, sa audit findings mo, na ito ay irregular, illegal, or improper.
Leading, Your Honor. Objection.
Kindly reform, Counsel.
I will go to the next question. Pag hindi na-comply ang notice of suspension, what action, if any, is taken by your office?
Kapag hindi po na-comply yung notice of suspension, then that is the time po na mag-i-issue na kami ng notice of disallowance.
Ano naman itong notice of disallowance?
Based on the joint circular po, yung notice of disallowance ay yung written notification to the agency head or the accountant informing them of the disallowance nung disbursement and requiring them to restitute the amount po nung disbursement because yung disbursement ay illegal, improper, or irregular.
So, Mr. Witness, whether tinatawag mo ito AOM or Audit Observation Memorandum, or whether notice of suspension, or whether notice of disallowance, in these 3 stages, nabibigyan ng opportunity ang ino-audit na agency para mag-comply? Yun po ba ang ibig sabihin ng explanation mo?
Kapag sa AOM po, tsaka notice of suspension, yes, binibigyan po silang ng opportunity para mag-comply. Pero kapag ND na po kasi, pag notice of disallowance, ang tangi remedy na lang nila is to settle the amount or to appeal with the commission proper.
Okay. Let us go now to the issue of the Office of the Vice President. Earlier, you said AOMs were issued to the Office of the Vice President, correct? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
specifically, let us go now to the first and second quarter of 2023, showing to you, and if shown to you and flashed on the screen, would you be able to identify the same?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, please, for purposes of identification, this again is a stipulated common exhibit. This AOM, dated February 1, 2024, corresponding to the first and second quarters, have been identified as Exhibit P-1-12-E for the prosecution.
Thank you, Your Honor. On the part of the defense, this was pre-marked as D-1-105-OVP for the information of the Honorable Court.
Noted ka.
Mga kababayan, pansamantala po muna nating puputulin ang special coverage sa ika-12 araw ng paglilitis the impeachment hearing of Vice President Sara Duterte upang bigyang daan ang mga balitang hatid ng Radyo Pilipinas News Nationwide kasama sina John Mogol at Ched Oliva. Nananatiling nakatutok pa rin sa aming Radyo Pilipinas Facebook page upang masusundan nyo ang impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. At ito po ang inyong lingkod, Kiko Flores. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay.
Sa bawat tanong, sa bawat ebidensya, aalamin ang katotohanan para sa sambayanan. Tunghayan ang masinsinang pagtalakay